Diablo 2 stream. Today I'm probably going to try and finish the Den of Evil quest. While you weren't looking, I've changed the renderer to a glide renderer, and I'm using a wrapper for it so that it will actually work. And as you can see, there's now colored lighting, which is nice. So players to 8. Another added bonus is that I can blow up the screen a tiny bit and it won't immediately look terrible, which is, you know, very convenient. Because before I had to play it 800 by 600, and it was getting kind of annoying because it's very small, even on my laptop screen. Now I can play it on glorious 12 something by 960 or so, which is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Linked again. Yeah, I've decided to play Lightning Cold Sorceress hybrid. I can only get Snow Queen at level 12, so it'll be a little bit before I actually get any cold skills, because I don't necessarily like any of the attack skills in that tree. I actually don't like them at all. I like the lightning tree much more for attack. Later on I will have to spec both because of immunities and the fact that I don't have any twinked gear, so I can't get the lower resist skill from say a Jewel or something. Normally you would be able to do that and you can bypass some of the immunities in the game that way. And I would be able to continue using lightning. Okay. Oh crap, I put 2 points of forward lightning. Shouldn't have done that. Probably Thunderstone is better than Forked Lightning. But who can honestly say? Take a single level of Summon Familiar. Definitely not a bad idea. I'll make a different configuration for my hotkeys later. You can set those in here. You can see it's still on the default F1 to 8 keys at the moment, so, but there's room for a lot more. I haven't really gotten to that yet.
This place is trouble.
Mostly because it's work and I hate work. There we go. Wonderful. This skill is actually very awesome. So that's that. Now what we have to do is clear this cave of all monsters, and then Akara will be super happy with us. I might respec into poison cold later, because supposedly there are less monsters with poison immunity have less total immunity than any other monsters. So if I get a reduce poison resist thing from a skill of some sort, then it will be easier to get it below the requisite 100%, even with the penalty that you normally get. For example, if you have a curse that lowers the monster's immunities by 100%, it only reduces it by 20% if the monster is immune. And then once you get below 100%, the rest of your reduce elemental resist or reduce poison resist enchants on new gear start working again, and you're actually fine. Because for example, the lightning resist can stack all the way to 150, I think. It's a bit more involved to get it below that point, especially for bosses. And below the 100 mark, that is. That was a super confusing thing, sorry. I should probably work on being a little bit more clear there. Getting wrecked. There we go, that's this boss. He drops a character orb, which is a very nice orb that we can use until level 120. And what it does is that you can, once you've identified it, you can see that you shouldn't use it past level 120. And you can enchant it with static buffs, much like the Harkon Crystal, but unlimited, essentially. Well, the level requirements keep going up as you put more enchants on it, so it might not be a smart move to make it too powerful too quickly. But for example, I could get some an enormous amount of mana regen, and then later on, or before a level 120, I can farm for some mana regen uniques, an amulet or some rings or something, to offset the fact that I cannot use it once I hit that level. But getting to 120 is much easier with the character orb, and that's essentially what it's for. Some people frown upon using it, but I don't see why making my life easier could ever be a bad thing. Right, well, I thought I'd cleared it, but apparently I have not. I usually miss at least one monster in these halls, so I'll run around the dungeon one more time to see where it is. Shoot it with lightning. Then we can leave, go back and hand in the quest. Ah, there we go. Yes, that's it. We go back to town. We have a Kara right here.
This cave has been... You have cleansed the den of evil.
Yes, we have.
Greetings.
And now you get a one-time reset of your stat points, which is nice. So if I do decide to go for that cold poison hybrid, you know what? Why not do that? We've already gotten sort of bored at lightning, so yes, definitely gonna take. Oh, that actually works. Because of Pluggy, I can unassign my skill points. Apparently, can I also unassign this? No, definitely not. I want vengeful power. And cold. I don't know, what does that do? Spell damage, max knife. Crushes attacker. I have no clue what that does. I'm gonna put 1 point there because I eventually want well, carpet of spiders, because as you can see it spawns spiders, and what could be nicer than a legion of spiders? And I definitely also want to max Lornado because, well, it's Lornado. And Lornado, as you will be seeing in a bit, is super awesome. Maybe try Fidget Sphere is nice, or I can cheese with Corpse Explosion. Why not? Go F2 on Force Wall. Now, we've helped the Kara, and what's going to happen is Kashia is going to say, oh yes, hello, reported an abomination. And that abomination is what we're going to kill. It's Bloodraven, which is the second quest. You have to look for her in the Burial Grounds next to the Cold Plains. If you've ever played Classic Lord of Destruction, you'll probably recognize this. Oh, the damage, my god, poison. So retarded. Yes, in Classic Lord the quests were exactly the same, so there's nothing new to be had there. What even? This is a completely... It's enormous. Is this scale with energy? Yes, that's it. That's a summon that I get from corpses. Something very strange is happening with its feet there. Evil. We just follow the road, there we go. This is Flavi, everyone's favorite. The evil is strong ahead, please look out. She always says that. If you try and go here before you've leveled enough or finished enough quests, she'll tell you that you can't handle it. Isn't necessarily true, but she thinks you won't be able to handle it. It's probably... God damn it, why does that... Oh. Yeah, I accidentally kept my mousepad on, which is kind of annoying because I keep touching it with my hand. So my mouse keeps jumping and I walk weirdly. So what's going on here is our summon is tanking and we are playing the active summoner role, which is a fancy way of saying the summon is tanking for us. Snotspill is and always will be the absolute bastard. My god. Trying to explode more corpses on him isn't going to work. There we go, he's dead. Excellent. I've also activated the waypoint, which will allow us to get back here easier next time. Oh, wait. Just an extra point in Snow Queen. This will actually make us fairly tanky. It's a flat bonus to our defense, which makes it harder for enemies to hit us, and also gives us a percentage bonus to life. And life also goes up by some amount, probably 5 per level, so this will give us more health per level, essentially. Maximum cheese! As you can see, I'm exploding all the corpses. It doesn't do enormous amounts of damage, but it's quite nice in that it sometimes freezes enemies, which keeps them off you. And for all other things, we have Lornado, which is a tornado of books. It never fails to amuse me. Yeah, these summoners have not become less annoying as time went on. They're actually much quicker on the casting than they were in classic Lord of Destruction, which is of course an absolute bastard. Because I don't really, I have very little resistances at the moment. I think I may have, yeah, I have a secret jewel bonus which gives me 5% to everything, and that's about all the resists I have, as you can see. I definitely want to upgrade that sometime during the second act, because the third act is going to be a complete bastard if you don't. Yeah, a key. Big whoop. allow me to open locked chests. Sometimes these good things are locked. In case you want to open them. I almost never do because, well, I don't know. I'm a bad man. I have more than enough loot as it is, because I play on players 8. It gives you extra loot. Not necessarily better loot, just more of it. Which means I have to filter quite hard. Don't really want to add to that enormous pile of crap by opening chests as well. Tornadoing. Open a town portal so that if/when we die. Yes, of course I will. I can just port back and grab my corpse quickly. Well, that was exceptionally painful. I'll just drink pots. This is so hard. When there was a barbarian and or a druid, I just, tanked her. Kept on punching her until she died. Last time I played this, I told myself I wouldn't do it on players 8, and lo and behold, I'm doing it on players 8. It's not so smart. She's very move-aroundy, so anything that keeps her from doing that is, a good addition. Sadly, the cold doesn't last very long. Damn it. Yeah, don't mind me. I'll just run back here. Pots? No pots. What's this? There we go. Oh. Eat my poison damage. There we go. He's almost gone. Back. Whew. That was close. As you can see, she spawns fire when she dies, so definitely don't wait around for that to happen and try to dodge. Because if you're playing a squishy thing like me, you'll probably die if you don't dodge. So also it looks like, oh no, that's the effect you see around me is my concentration bolt that I took, which does something for cold stuff, duration. I don't know. I drank it because I figured why not. Can only help. Yeah, that's the second quest done, and the Den of Evil done. I'll go and hand this in and probably wrap it up because I've been playing for 18 minutes, which is quite a long time for a video. Yeah, she can hardly believe it. And she gives me a mercenary, Anor, who shoots things. And, well, that's nice. I'm going to make, for that. I think it's the L rune. If I mess it up, I'll go off screen for a little bit, farm a new L rune, and there we go, Rebel. This gives me more resists, 80% extra, so it's all at 23 now, which is quite nice for Act 1. I should have probably made this quilted armor superior. I might still be able to do that, I'm not sure.
Good to see you.
Let me just test that out. I need this. There we go. This is oil of enhancement. This armor. Feck. So I lost my L rune. That's kind of dumb. But in return I got superior quilted armor, which should help when I eventually do find another L rune. It's the worst. you can down tier runes that you find, which is nice. These runes are way too high for me anyway, so I put this back in. I have Rebel again. It's 45 defense, which is quite nice. I have a 186 total. I get most of that from Snow Queen, which gives me 120 extra. And 16% to all resist this time. It's not so good. But I'll manage. And it gives some extra defense as well. You already saw light radius, strength, dex. Sadly, it gives minus 10 to energy, but I think the trade-off for resists is worth it. Okay, well, that's where I'm going to wrap it up. I'll probably equip my mercenary off screen so she can actually help me instead of die all the time. And I'll see you next time.